Okay, it looks like we're live, so welcome back. Today I'm going to be continuing to work on Kano script. Okay, so today I'm going to work on generating the C structs, right? So basically, if you haven't been keeping up, what I'm trying to do is be able to call C libraries from Kano script. And, let's see, so I'm working on calling raylib right now, and I realize an issue is that all of our structures just, basically are pointers, to a structure that is stored in the heap, right? And sometimes that's an issue, right? If we have to pass the structure to raylib as not as a pointer, right? By value, I think is what it's called. So in order to do that, we'll have to basically generate the struct C style, right? In the C code that we generate. Yeah, and that shouldn't be too hard because all of the values are the same pretty much, right? The types are the same as C types. So that's sort of the goal for today. So basically I'm just going to be taking this and generating the C representation of it. So, right, it would be typed F, so that we're not worried about struct and all that. Like that, and then it would be R, and then G, things like that, right? And then we will cast the pointer through that struct and dereference it. In times when that's needed. So a few things I want to do with that, we'll have to enable parsing here, because currently we cannot parse structures in the. This is basically the wrapper for the C code, the functions that we have to call. Which this will be revamped to get rid of some of the repetitiveness, but it is not yet. But yeah, so we need to be able to do that without throwing an error, because right now it's just an expected type. But first I want to generate this. So basically with just any structs we have, we'll iterate over them and generate that to the file. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Before I get started, I do want to do a shout out, and let's see, to Unlimited Coder right here. Subscribe for tier 1. Thank you, I really appreciate that. That was off stream, so I did not say it on stream. Yeah, so I just thought I would say that. So let's try to do that. So yeah, first I want to do that. So I'm going to generate the C code. So basically we just have to. That's not right. And let's see. So in the gen. Well, actually, do you want to do it there? I think we want to basically loop over. It's going to lead to some repetitiveness, but we don't want to create them each time. Repetitiveness in the code. Just at the start, we'll loop over each one of the X nodes, right? So that's what they're called. Which is basically the external functions that we generate. We'll loop over those, and then we don't care about this at all. But then we want to, for each one, right? We want to create this file, the C file, and write each structure to there, right? So let's see. What we're gonna do here is actually, I guess we do kind of have to do this. So I shouldn't delete that. Basically, we're allocating this, and this is the name, and then we check if the file. This is when the file does not exist. So if it does not exist, then we want to create the file and write the structure there. So that'll basically do it for each different C library that we're calling. So we can have more than one, right? So what we'll do is, if this is the case, then we'll iterate over all of the. We should be able to iterate over all of the structs. So let's see. Is it stored in? Let me see. Struct. Yeah. So it's stored in the structs, which is where, right? I don't remember exactly the land. State structs, that's where it's at. So we need to iterate over all of those. State structs. Not count. And yeah, we don't want to do any of this. And then otherwise we just want to continue on, right? Because if it already exists, then we don't have to generate it again. So we need to actually open the file though. So file equals open. We want to open output for writing. Right, so this will generate the file, so it won't exist at this point, because this is the very start of the program, so it won't exist yet. I want to open it for writing, and I want to make sure that we close it at the end. Close file, right, to make sure it writes. I'm up to F2 files, so I'm just going to create basically the wrapper for it, so we'll do type def struct that, and then new line there. Basically just that. And then file, and I'll just do that one as well, with a new one, and with a semicolon. I forget, hang on. I think you need, yeah, so we need that. So just that, and then we also need the name here. I forgot about that. So that is quite important. So I think we can get the name from the state structs.data I dot name. I think is what it's going to be called. I'm not sure exactly. And actually, it's going to be a string view, so we need to use this macro to print it. View print view arg structs, and actually we're going to reference to it a lot. So let's actually make the struct current struct struct. I think it's called structure actually. And not. I don't remember. First struct equals state structs dot data I. Yeah. Okay, and then we can just reference to that, right? So current struct dot name. I think is what it's going to be called. Something like that. So let me see if this will compile. State structs dot data I. Okay, so that does not work. So let me take a look actually at what this structs is. In the source, right? So defs.h state. Actually, it's not stored in there. It is in the .bin. It's in the backend.h file. So right here, the state right here, and the structs is nodes. Okay, so dot value dot structure. I think, right? So I don't remember exactly, but I can sort of just. Okay, let's look at the node values, right? The different valid ones. So that's actually here. Node value. Structs. Okay, so not structs. I think it's structs. Right, structs. Alright, let's see. So it does that. That does compile. And I want to look at the generated C code. So I don't want to delete it. So I'm going to get rid of this, which will delete it. Right, so that deletes it. And actually I want to check does not equal to 0. That is kind of important. Now that I look at that, right? Basically this, yeah. I was reading that wrong. If it's not equal to 0, that means it does not exist, so we need to create it, right? Okay. And let's go here, and let me just compile it, right? And everything breaks. So I want to take a look at how it looks, though. See? Okay. Yeah, okay. So why does that... Oh, yeah, because we write that first, initially, right? So that's going to be a problem. But, you know what we can do? It's actually going to make it better, right? Because we can take some of the stuff from gen external fund, right? So all this initial stuff, because we don't need any of that, right? All we have to do, because we know we're always going to append to it, because we create it at the start. So that's actually probably a good idea. Yeah, this will be helpful for other reasons, right? So that's actually pretty cool. So we have the output name, so it should exist. So basically, we just want to assert that it exists. Assert that file does not exist. So yeah, let me just do this. And that as well. And then, so let's see, we can get rid of this. And then all of these things can go down there, right? So all of those. Yeah, because these are all things, right? We're just doing it each time. Well, except for the include ones, but right. So then we can just put that here at the top. Once we, well, okay. Oh shoot! I just realized an issue, right? So since we're writing to it, we do have to check some stuff with that if we are including more than one. So that is going to be important. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Right, because we need to not open it for writing, because that's just going to overwrite it. So we're going to do this basically the first time. Okay, yeah, so there's going to be some issues, but let me see if this will compile. Let's go back up window and remove it. Just get rid of all of this, right? Put this here, and then just set file, like that, and that's pretty good. So let's go here and build it. There's some issues. I think this needs to be that. But we don't really need, well, we do need that. What? Wait, hang on. No, that is right. So what's the issue here? Yeah, we don't close that yet. Okay. There we go. And now we can, let's remove this file. And run it. And let's take a look. So it looks like it compiled, and it did run. But if you take a look at the C code, then we generated this struct. Okay, so now we can just iterate over the fields of the struct. But what I want to do, yeah, we should put some new lines here because it kind of switched it, even though I'm not ever going to really read it, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, so now we need to fill in the fields. But first I want to go ahead and create another struct. So just a sample struct, right? So struct food, right? It doesn't matter what it's called. And just put some field in here, and I'll make it just do 64, sure. That's not 64. And let's take a look at how that works. And it has some issues. I think I need to delete this. And I can take a look at how it looks. So, and yeah, so now we have the structs, and all the structs get generated just once. And also made the go line cleaner because before we were putting these each time. So that's all good. That is all good. Again, we do have to check for that, so I'll actually add a to do here so I don't forget it. To do, check if file exists and append, then running, which will clear the file. Necessary because if you use more than one C library, it will. Okay, but they're gonna be different. So actually, that doesn't matter, does it? Now that I'm thinking about it. Because if you have a different one, it's going to be a different name. Yeah, so maybe actually that's kind of stupid, and we don't need that. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense, actually. Yes, now we can iterate through the field. So if I take a look at what the struct, right? Struct, so we have the nodes, which are the values. So we need to get the data types of it. How are they stored, though? I'll need to look at that. Basically, we want to iterate over those. So we want to iterate over current struct. 0, well, 1 is less than. Right, so this needs to be J actually because we are in a loop already. And actually, it needs to be K. So maybe I'll actually name it better. Okay, how do I want to name it? You just call it S. Right. That's actually quite important to do, right? Struct. And yeah, so this will be. What is it? So this is the field, so it'll be that. Struct dot fields dot count plus plus. And right, so that's actually kind of important because we have this here, and that's gonna actually mess with that. So, I always get messed up with loops because I would just use I or J, which maybe isn't necessarily good practice, but So we'll actually get the current arg. So it's gonna be a variable, right? How is it stored? Let me look. So get struct. I need to look in the code here. So when we call that. That by that structs. So I think, let's see. Export value, no. Structure, gen, field, offset. So I think that is going to have something good for us, right? Something useful here, yeah? Structure.values, right? Value.var dot. Yeah, so we need the type and the name. So I guess it's value.var. Right. So it'll be a variable. It's not fields, but it is instead values. Arg equals dot values dot data dot value dot var. Right. So that's what we have. So we have the variable value, and then we can basically print the type of it as well as the name. Right. So we'll print that. We can file. We'll put a tab here. Maybe I'll just mainly put a tab instead of using a character because that'll be easy to read, right? So we have that. So we need the name, the type name, which would be like that, and then we need the name like that. Oops. The actual variable name, and then a comma, right? So there can be trailing commas. So that's not an issue. Let me just think about that. So that's gonna be the name. So it'll look like this. So like U8, right? Which that's valid because we have that up here. We typed that. So U8 R, and I think that should be right. I just want to make sure it is right to me. Yeah, I think so. I might be missing something. Step brain for a moment, but maybe not. So we use let's see, I forget which one it is because I have a few. So let's see, we want to use this one. Data types with 2 S's. I need to rename that. I named it as a joke and I haven't actually changed it. Data types Once I get this working, before I implement it or like embed it into Kano, I'm gonna go through and clean up like everything because there's some messes. Suppose you could say. So we need arg dot type, right, and that is the data type, and then we need. It could be an issue though if we have a structure, right? So that if you have a structure that references another structure, so we'll need to figure that out. We'll basically just use an if statement basically. Yeah, but for now I'm not gonna worry about that. And then we can have view arg, arg dot name, and that should be about it. Let's see. Do we have some issues? Current struct. I don't know why I keep running stat. Okay, and let's take a look at the generator. So let's see. Okay, no. And we have quite a few issues. No food. Ooh. Why is that no? Do I not have one for U64? I do have one for U64. Okay, but it's not right. That is not good. Why would it get out of... Let me look at the data types, right? Which actually is still in here, so we can go to data... Oh, that's right, type, right? Okay, so is it in... I messed up with int pointer, right, which is stir, void char float double pointer u8 u16 u32 u64. So what is the issue here? That is an issue for sure. How would it be that? Right, so I need to actually, I'm going to add an assert here that is within the bounds, right? So assert that our dot type is less than data, I think is what it's called, right? Type is invalid. That, I'm just trying to compile it. I will remove this file. Okay, so it doesn't say that. So that is interesting, right? This needs to be a, not a comma, but instead a semicolon. Right, yeah. Let's try that again. Duplicate member. Okay. So it doesn't iterate over the types. Because I'm using the wrong thing. That's why. That is why. Yeah, we're using the wrong... I forgot to make it F. That is kind of important. Right. Okay, so that's probably where the issues were coming from. There's still a null, though, so that is interesting, but I'll get to that. So RGBA, and that is all correct. They're all U16, which is not correct. So, yeah, the types are messed up. That is interesting. Okay, so it's been messed up one time. Yeah, it's supposed to be U8. So why would it be... Why would it not be U8? Probably because there is no comma here, and that messes everything up. Okay, wow. Wow, okay. Yeah, that is a problem. I don't know how I missed that for so long, but okay. Now, let's see. Okay, and it looks like it's gonna go now. And it did go. Okay, okay. Yeah, now it shall be valid. And we should have access to the struct, so we should be able to cast them. We do need to add the parser. I'll probably commit this first, though. But if I take a look at this, right? Yeah, so what we're going to do, basically, is we'll pop it off. So let's go to one of the ones that would be that. So, clear background, right? This, right, it's said this type. But what we'll do is we'll pass it, let's see, we do it here. I guess we could cast it here, right? So it would be as pointer, and we cast it to color pointer, and dereference it. Because that is really what it expects. If we look at the user include, and take a look at H, and we go to clear background, you can see it expects a color struct. So if we cast it like that and dereference it, it should be the same. There might be some padding issues, right? So I talked about this before. There might be some padding issues where C sometimes pads certain things to align it properly, and that might cause some issues. So I'll need to see how that works out. But so, with something like color, I think it's small enough that there won't be any. Yeah, so we'll take a look and see. We'll see how that goes, right? So what I would like to do is, I'm going to commit this first. Add struct generation to external libraries. Now I need to implement support for them in the parsing and generation and as arguments. Yeah, as function arguments, right? Go ahead and push that right into the repo. Let's go. And what have we got? So this one is not wrong. So yeah, that fixed some issues, right? So that was good to do. So yeah, we'll go to the parsing, and we basically need to handle it the same way that we handle any other parsing, right? So parse, and let's see where it's at. So external, we have that. Right, so expr state. Yeah, if it is that, then we append that. Parse the expression. Let's see. So where let's see, what is this for? We need to take a look at built in. Right, so it's gonna be in there actually, I think. But double type built in. Parse the expression. I just want to go to where we do this. Because I don't remember exactly. It's been a minute. Parse built in, and then it's built in DLL, so this is where it's at, right? So we parse external func deck. So it's gonna be in there, I think. Let me just make sure. So the file name is that. Right. Okay, yeah. So it's gonna be in parse external func deck, right? And in here, just a note. Let's see. We check if it's a type, right? We expect a type. Yeah. So if it is not a type, and it's not in structs, right? So we do something similar. Let's see, it's called that. So we do something in like parse, we have parse func deck. No, so func deck. We don't have that, right? Okay, well let me think about, well actually in the parse variable definition, right? We do that, exactly, right? So we check if it is a type or if it's a struct, and we set it to this. So we want to set the field to that. So let me actually grab what we have here, because that'll be useful. And we'll go up to struct name equals that. Right, and we'll have to get the struct. And yeah, get the name of the actual struct. Okay, so that'll be fine. Well, okay. That should be fine. Yeah, that should be good. So I need to think here. A struct, but that's not going to be valid. So, right, because we have the things. I don't know, I'm thinking here. Parse external func deck. So I'll put this in here. So if right, really it's more often gonna be this. Let me think. I want to think about how I want to structure it, right? Because this else if it's gonna go to here. And we don't want to call this necessarily. Unless this fails. But we also need to print the error. So let me think. Else if it's not equal type. Then we go to the next one. Right, I want it to be at least somewhat optimized, right? So we get this. I think that would. I just started checking in here, right? So else, if is struct, opens parser. It's actually putting me in parser tokens, right? Then we need to set the struct stuff, right? So similar to this, except the node value is not a variable, but it is instead an external func, right? And these are the things. So you might have to add some fields to it to support the structs. And then else we'll just print an error like this. Oh, sorry, I put like this because why not? Right, so we sort of have a everything in here, but that should be fine. So if it's that, else we have an error. And yeah, let me look at this is struct, because I'm not sure it's gonna work, right? Actually, this is not what we passed. We passed the let me look at is struct. Let me look at that first. So we do this. It takes the tokens. And we check the next one. So we don't want that. We don't want that. Do we have something else with structs, right? Like get struct, get structure. Okay. And that has the name of the structure. Yeah, yes, that's what we need. We need get structure. But it's it prints an error if there is not a structure. So that's not necessarily great. Do we have something else? We need something basically the same as this, but it returns a boolean, right? And it works for the name. Because the other one, it was for, not the name, but instead the variable name, right? So this one, it's similar, but it returns a boolean, right? So return false here. Okay, false. And this will return true, and that should be pretty much it. Because we don't really need the structure. Because we have all the information that we need in the type name, right? So if you compare name and that, yeah, so that should be fine. So this will be is structure, right? So is structure and structure, that's not necessarily great, but you know, structure. And we need to pass the name here. So this is token dot ident. Is it ident? I don't remember exactly. It's something like that. And then we have this, so that's not right. And let me look at this. So what do we do here exactly? Token.value.type. So we don't necessarily want that. Else we'll do this, right? So that is if it is a struct. It's getting a little confusing, and I'll probably be able to fix it out, but we'll get to that. So expected comma, right? So this one to set right. So we're gonna actually have to change how this works. So let me go to here, and this will be in the what? It is the X font, and that has args, right? But that's a list of data types. Instead we need another thing as well. So we need like a boolean. This would be, I guess I'll just call it xargs, right? And it will be xargs, so we need one of those now. Data. Right, then we don't need this data types actually, because we just need the one data type since this is the new one. So I don't know if we use that somewhere else, I won't get rid of it, but I don't think we do. So I'll get rid of it in the future. Xarg, and that needs a type. Right. So that's actually gonna mess up some of the parsing, but it'll be like compiler error, so it should be fine. So this will be args. So then args dot data I, and then we need a boolean, a struct, and then also the struct name. It's not really worth making like a union for it and stuff. Yeah. So we have that, and what else do we have? So we have the type. So if it is a struct, then the type doesn't matter. Turn type. Okay, so that should be good. That should be pretty good, and we can use that in here now. So we can set we'll create, I guess, an xarg, right? Arg equals 0, and then we'll set arg.type equals token.value.type, right? So if it is one of those, and this can be moved back down here now, and then we can just append the arg, right? And up here we want to set arg.isStruct equals true, and then arg.struct. What is it? Struct name. Struct name, and that will be the name token, not name token, token.value.ident, and that's going to be the struct name, so it'll be like color or whatever, you know? And we can get rid of all this. And I think we need to make is structure ident. Well, actually, that is not correct. Whatever. What was it? String view name. Parser, and then we need a location. But we don't actually need that, so that was something else. So I need to modify the is struct. Is structure. Is structure. So let's go down here to this. Yes, we don't need the location because we don't actually have to print an error. And otherwise, that should be good. So let's see where we fail on the compilation, right? Yeah, so this isn't going to work now, so we need to dot type there. So yeah, it looks like the rest of it is good though. So we can go to the backend, and we can go to these. So 399 type, and where else? We got 2 type, okay, and 390 dot type. Okay, let's see. That should compile it. And now we have some more issues. Okay. That needs to be dot type as well. No, damn, where is the let's start here. Alright, so that's the same thing basically. Oh, we're in the wrong file. Okay. 655. Type. Right. Oh, what is this? Oh, yeah, so we have to check the type. So we do have to look at stuff there. We'll have to update that. I forgot about that. But otherwise, type. So that's going to cause some issues, actually. So I have to update this, but I want to get it to compile first. Parser is incorrect. Yeah, okay, we passed in the wrong order, that's fine. Parser goes first. Okay, and then it does compile. Let's see if it runs, right? So let's see. Try to run it, and we don't actually test it out, so that's gonna be a problem. So let's add color to here, right? We can get rid of the food stuff because that's not needed at all. And we want this to be a color instead. And we want to create a color struct. So we'll do color equals. Let's just do 0, 0, 0, 0. That's just a 0 color, and that'll be black. We can use that for. We don't need this background color anymore. Yeah, we can do this color, and then this will be the background color, and we'll make this. I guess I'll just make it all of them, right? Let's put 0 there, sure. Get rid of that, and then we don't actually have to update anything. Expected ink, but found type double. Yeah, because it's the incorrect type. Yeah, so that is with the parsing thing that I was talking about. So we need to update that. Parse external call, yes. So in the call we need to basically, why did I think it's a double type? Actually that's gonna cause the other one, actually no, so that's not right. That's not even right. The draw rectangle actually can still just be, whatever type. The rest, yeah, the rest is still not good. So int, but why does it think it's double? I don't get that. The data type should be int or pointer. So let's actually set it to pointer now. Let me call that, right? Is structure, rather. So we're going to set arg dot type equals type pointer type, I think is what it's called. Make, and that's not correct. Type pointer, I guess. Compiles now. Run it. Yeah, now we have this, so. Now we can outside. Okay, interesting. Oh yeah, we don't do it right. we don't actually generate it. So what is this? This passes it as a pointer, right? Yeah, but we need to cast it. So that is what we need to update the generation now. So I'll probably I'll commit it first. No one else is using it, so it's not like I can commit it even though it doesn't fully work or whatever, and push it even. Work in progress. Parsing and generation of structs as external arms. Ouch. Okay, let's go here. And when we generate external func wrapper, right? So that's what it's called. So when we have a type, so that's still gonna be type pointer, so that's fine. We can still do all that same. But then once we actually call it, we need to cast it. So it'd be nicer to actually cast it here. So what I'm gonna do is, if it's a structure, actually I do want to prepend the name with native, because that's gonna make it a bit nicer. Native, like that. And we'll be able to use that in the same way. Next. Okay, so what I want to do here, let's see. We pop it off, and I want to, if it's a structure, we need to cast it. It's gonna be hard to kind of cast it here, won't it? Let me look. Maybe not. Okay, so we can do it here, right? C.word.as the data type. But if it's a structure, if func.args.data is struct, then we need to first of all cast it right to the struct pointer. So we need the view print. And this won't support pointers now, right? So we can't actually use we cannot pass structures at pointers, so we'll need that. But for now we can do this, right? And it will be a start. Then view arg args.data dot struct name. So we'll cast it to that prior to this. And that should be pretty much it, assuming I did anything right. Which I probably didn't, but you know. Okay. But yeah, it's native. We need to prepend it with native. That is quite important. Okay, it did not work. So that could be a problem. It might have to do with the casting, right? It might be padding or something. So I'm becoming a headache. But let's see. So we cast it to this, and we dereference it, and it should be valid, right? It should pass. Well, I'm gonna make sure that you actually pass it. Graph color, which is that. So that should be a pointer, and that should be fine. Okay. I might need to go into GDB, right, and take a look at it. But let's see. So where'd it go? Clear background. So we have native color. Okay. We do have unused parameters. Right. So I would like to actually cast the void if it's gonna be unused. If there's no args, just cast the machine to void, because we don't do anything. We just call the function basically. So if there's no args and no return value. Yeah, but that's not very important yet. You can see how many times we've compiled it over and over again. But anyway, I want to run it in GDB /main, and let's not to enable yet. We'll break on run instructions. So I might actually make a smaller example to test it. But we'll get there. We'll run arcano.kano. Yes, and it's gonna go through and compile everything, and we'll go there. We shall go there. Okay, now we can do it. And we'll just step through, right? So we'll display machine.instructions.data IP, right? And we'll see what that is. I also want to print machine program size to take a look at that. That's pretty large, right? There's quite a bit here. And this start is going to be going through and generating all of the external libraries, right? So I want to break when we actually call it. So maybe I should look at what that is. I go here, plain in.h, not the load library, but the actual calling of the library. So that's actually native, right? So that's right here, 1238. So let me break on that. 1238, and then continue, right? And once we get there, that is not right. Okay, and let's run it over again. Let's actually quit. Let me start. Break on to.h. And then run. Bring it back here. Okay, I need to delete the file. Okay. Right. It's not automatically deleted because I'm testing stuff, so yeah. Break on 1238, right? That's what it means. 1238. We'll do 1237 actually. Or tim.h. Oh, break on that, and then run with kano.kano. Alright, so it goes through all that. And then it does that. So it does that before we actually call any of them. Interesting. Okay, so maybe I should actually just step through it. Like I'm running instructions. Then it's okay, and let's get rid of that again. Okay, let's try that again. Let's actually run it with Kano and then do a backtrace. So we go here, and it's in run instructions 894. So it, no, 894. G, there we go. So we're trying to allocate something. Okay, so something's being allocated and it's failing. That is interesting. Something is being allocated. So is it this character array? Oh, it might be the struct. Did I do something wrong with the struct? Oh shoot, I know exactly what it is. Because these, yeah. Because these are 64-bit integers as they are interpreted, right? So that's what it is. Let's get rid of that one. And let's do UHR. Right, so I need to fix that. To 0. 0. GB. GB. Okay, something like that. Right, so that's what it is. Because they're 64-bit and then we're overreaching this. Token type. What the heck? Okay, token type is 39. Yeah, okay, that's not how you declare variables. Can't even use my own language. Okay. Nope. And let's make the type 3, but found 8. Shoot. But found 0. Okay, so type is incorrect. No, I can figure out exactly what that is actually, and I think I know what it is. This is background, right? Clear background. Pointer type. So this is not a pointer type, right? That's what it is. So let me just let me try. Well, it should be a pointer type. Hang on. Right, it does that. Why did it not be a pointer type? Let me just comment it out for now. Right, and then I'll uncomment it when I figure it out. Right, but let me see if that works. Right. What is this? Quit out of that. And okay, so I messed something up. Let's see. I think this. Wait, I need to uncomment that as well. Or I need to comment that as well. Okay. We do this to make sure it's all loaded properly. Which, I guess I didn't really make any changes to anything but the file, so it should be fine. Let's see, so. Okay, interesting. So, yeah, let me go here. I still do want to check the types, that's important, but I need to fix how it is handled, because it's not very good at the moment. let's change this. So let's do green. Let's do a lot of green. So 255, 0, blue. And let's see. This is the background, and it's all green. Okay, it looks like that's actually working. Oh my gosh. Okay, there you go. And let's do purple, right? Purple. I'm not very good with colors, right? But I know that would be purple. And that it does appear to be purple. So let me make sure, right? So let's do like a RGB color picker. And I want to take a look, right? So I want RGB 55. Can I not change it? Can I not? How do I want RGB to color. To color. 255, 0, 255, and that looks exactly like this. Okay, so it looks like it does work. That is good. So yeah, we can use some of the built-in relay colors as well. But let me turn on the deleting and file because that's kind of annoying having to delete each time. Because you don't need to look at it at the moment, right? So obviously there's some issues, which we'll get to. But yeah, so that is very good. So let's do a lot of red, right? So maybe 1.5, and then some green as well. So let's do more green. Maybe a little bit of this, and the alpha, I think that just makes it, I don't know how that works. Yeah, I need to move it this time. But the next time we should get automatically removed. Okay, so I just made it mostly green. And let me see, so it did not remove the file, because I did not rebuild it, so that's one. Okay, and now. Alright, so this is exciting, right? So some things on the 2D list, right? So I want to be able to do something like this to indicate whether it's a pointer or not, as the argument. Maybe a star, but I'm not sure. So something like that. So because then we can pass it as a pointer in times where that is used, because it is used quite frequently, passing it by reference, which it's not technically that, but you know. Okay, that's cool. So what other? So now this is gonna be helpful for the camera actually, right? Because user slash include lib.h, and let's look at the camera, right? I'm not sure what the colors are about here. Why the colors look like that? That is interesting. I'm not sure. Let's see. So we have the camera, right? And we have vector 3s here. So vector 3s, that's also going to be helpful. Let's look at the camera 2D. Right? Camera 2D. So camera 2D, vector 2s, right? So we could, right, we need to be able to reference those again. So I don't think that's going to work in the structures. But once we can do that, right? So we create a vector 2, which is just floats, I think. And then float rotation and zoom. And we can use that. That's going to be pretty cool. Okay, because then we can have, right, so this opens up a whole lot of possibilities, as you can tell. So what I want to do at the moment, right, because there's a few things I'm going to work on. So I think I want to get this. So how do I want to do that even? Let me see. So right, it tries to overwrite because it thinks it's 64-bit. So let me look at how we generate the struct, right? We have that. We allocate the struct. Let's go to gen expression. Gen expression. Let me commit this first, because that is sort of different. That can now be used as arguments in external func calls. No limited. Actually makes it to a straightforward. Let's go. How you doing? How you doing? What is up? Okay, not bad. So I want to look at the struct. Wait, is it generating the struct? So this is the data type of that, but we need to get the data type of the structure that we generated, but we don't necessarily know what that is. Yeah, so that is unfortunate. Because we cannot do this. So I really need to make it one thing. But that's gonna be a problem. So maybe I will wait for that. So that's like a 2D. It's kind of a bigger problem. That needs to be worked out. But something I could do is, so you can pass it there. I need to think for a moment. We can update all of these to use those, but background color. Let's see. 32, U8. Maybe I'll do the pointer thing, right? So is pointer is something we could check. So if we do that, or do we want it to go after? So we do the type, and then if the next one is that, then yeah, okay, I think that'll work. So something like that. Which actually we don't really have a way to test that, do we? Because I don't know if Rayleigh does that at all, right? So is there any struct that are used? Okay, let's actually go to the functions. We have like functions. Let's see, do we have any images? All right, but that's like an array. Okay, I think what I'll do actually is the type checking, right? So that's gonna be like what? Let's go perhaps back to genx function wrapper, right? And we have a few things. So I come in out. We check the types. We really need to check it more broadly. I'm not sure exactly. Because right now we don't check it at all, so we pass whatever, and it could be a problem. Let's actually just go. So that's a color, and then I don't know if there's any other. Is this a color? Draw text. That probably takes a color, doesn't it? Yeah. Right. We can update that. RGBA. We don't want it to be the same color as the background though, so we'll set menu R to G55, and let's make the background black. We don't use semicolons though. I'm not sure why that was valid. That's kind of weird. What the heck? Did thing complain at all? Huh. Because that's just make it red. That should be fine. And let me try to run that. I cannot see it at all. I did not reassign the R. Like NR. Really? And then use that. And how does that work? So cannot see. So what is the issue here? Draw rectangle. I'm not sure what it is. Something with the name could be. I don't think it would be. It doesn't say. What the heck? Color, we use a color name. Rectangle. RGBA. N. Okay. Huh. Let's make them all 255. So I'd do like gray or white or something, right? Not white, but what? Why is it invalid? Set this to the red color. How does that work? And it's white. Okay, so that makes it white, but then it's not. It just doesn't work here. What the heck? What's the thing that's a string? That's kind of weird. Oh, because it doesn't know what the type is. Okay, that makes sense. Shoot. Color, color. All right, let me see. Let's do that again, and make it U32, and let's make this color, right? Color. I feel like maybe this being ints messes something up. So let's do like that. U32, right? And this thing can be the color. But then we can't see the text. That's very weird. So it is the same now, so that could have been a problem. No, okay, so we just can't see it at all. What? Like overwrites it. That's kind of weird. Okay. Hmm. I don't get why. I'm not sure. Okay. Um. What? What? Let's see. Something else. The return values are not going to be right either. Maybe if we make them all better, right? So get key pressed. That's probably going to be an int32, right? Let's actually go to the array.h and compare. So set target fps. That's going to be u32. So let's do, well, okay, we don't have i32, so I think u32 should actually be mostly fine. You know, it's not exactly right, but you know. And get key pressed. Key pressed returns, yeah. So do that again. That should already be correct. The return value of this can be probably void, right? Just draw text. Okay, yeah, void. Clear background. Return focus, I think. And drawing, void. Begin drawing, void. Okay, and now they should be correct. Okay, and then, right, so now the types are, well, at least close. We need I32s and such, because we only have the unsigned versions at the moment, but, let's see, we'll probably get to that. Let's see, some of these might be messed up now, though. Right, this probably should be a float, actually, I think. Isn't it? Yeah, it is an 8. But when we use the actual, right, from a vector 2 is, yeah, it's float. So, yeah. So in this case, it makes sense to be that. But if you're using, like, a vector or an actual rectangle, it would be floats. Okay. We do have floats now. So we have 32-bit floats and then 64-bit doubles, right? Floats and doubles. This is actually, W. Alright, so, W, A, S, and D instead of right, left, up, down, but that's fine. Listen, I was trying to think, right? So why would it not work? Try it again. might need to use GDB to figure it out. It's just gone. Just gone. Whoa. Okay, that's... yeah, don't click the background. I knew this actually happened, but I forgot about it. But it still doesn't work, even with that. So it only works for the clear background. So perhaps something's wrong with the order. Clear background, BG color. Yeah, so now that works. Let's maybe look at that. Yeah, let's look at this one. Draw text. Draw text. Draw text. Okay. Color. So it does take color. That's the same. Text is a pointer. That's right. 32. Right, so that's pawns X and pawns Y. And that's also... Yes, that should be fine, so I don't know why. So yeah, draw rectangle. Draw rectangle. And it's the same thing, right? So ints, which are 32-bit integers, these are 32-bit unsigned integers, but close enough, at least. Because none of them are negative anyway. But, whoops, that's not right. That's return void. I don't get it. I do not understand why it does not work. Let's look at the code generator, perhaps. Right, so get rid of the deleted it. Recompile it and run it. No, let's compile it this time, so it doesn't actually start running. It'll just compile everything. Take a look at the code, and let's see. So the clear background, it does this. With no tab, by the way, so I need to fix that. But draw text, and we cast it the same way we do any other one, but it doesn't work. It does not work. Which is quite unfortunate. I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back. In about 3 minutes, and then I will be back. Okay, I'm thinking we are back. So, let's see. How did it not work? Native color. Right, so it looks right. But it's not the first argument also, so could that have something to do with it? Could it indeed? That's interesting, right? So could it have something to do with the padding? Let me try something. So let's make a raylib probe, right? Maybe not even raylib, but just main, or just C, right? I'm not sure what happened to my bin, or my given. It is completely different, and I don't know why. But Let's make the structure, right? And this will be color. And we'll have T R G B A. We need and let's print out the size of color. Let's see what that is. So we are just doing this to GCC 4, so it's 4. So let me think about that. 4, and that's right. That's what we would expect. So wait, hey, there's something else. Something else that could be a problem. Let's look at let's look at color in theory. Type that struct color. Yes. Okay. It's unsigned character. So how does that make it different? It should be the same, right? The character is 1 byte. It's still 4, yeah. So it's not different. Push-ups. Okay. Shall do 10 push-ups. Done. I moved my chair and bumped into things. I don't know what the loud noise is for. Okay. Let's see. So, is there something stupid? Something that is stupid. Let's see. That still makes it fine, but I don't know about how the padding works, right? Let me think. Could this be a problem? Let's maybe, let's use GDB. Right here. So I will break. What is it? 1237. 1237. Okay. I'm not doing anything. I'm looking, okay. Okay, let's look at this. So let's print instruction data IP value as int is 2. There's any name is 2. So 2 would be the next one. So let's step into that, can we? Seems like not. Okay. Yes, that opens the window. And we'll continue to the next one, right? Data IP value as 8. It's 12. So that's actually a higher one. Right. We cannot step into it because it's not. Can't see anything. Let's quit on that. Hang on. So if I compile it with debugging though, which I should be able to do. So so we call let's just look here. Yes, we can do ggdb, right? And then if we run it, right? Break on again, 1237. Right, and then run. And okay, I should have the debugging button. Okay, and create, and we'll step into this. Then we cannot see it. Okay, that doesn't work. Because this is the rate lip, so that's why. Well, no, it still should. Right, and we cannot see it, so that's unfortunate. Okay. Let's see. We do compile this. I don't know why we did. Okay, we get rid of that. And let's see. So the type is that. I'm just thinking here. Let's make a test. Should I do that? Let's make a test like test. And let's make just a test.c, right? And this will have a struct. Let's see, what do I want to call it? Let's call it bool, right? This will have int b, right? Maybe I want to make it quite similar, so I'll just use unsigned character. Right, like that. So it should be pretty much the same. So I'll just use a, b, that's not right. C. D. Okay, so we have that. And then we'll have we'll return void, and there's the text. I'll capitalize something like that. Bool f, and what we'll do is just print that you passed, and I'll print out the whole thing basically. F.A, F.B, F.C, F.D. Okay. All of those, and they're actually characters, so well, print them out like that. That should be fine. And then won't return the pin. And then we'll have test2, which takes int a as well as that. So let's see. Yeah. So we have that. So the first one is this, and all the fields, right? And so a as well as that. So if we have this, and let me make sure that works. So yeah, I forgot to include stuff. So that, okay. It's no character here as well. Okay, so we compile that, and then I'll make a test.kno, right? And I want to use kno, okay, test.kno. And so I'll make the DL element. So /test. That's not so. And we'll have text, that is the name of the function, and then we'll take a color. So we'll make struct color. Let's use U8 for this. So this will be U8, B is U8, C is U8, D is U8. Okay, like that. Place a color, and then we'll just basically call it. So text, and we need to make the color. So make U8 C3. A is U8. Right, use all of it basically. A, B, C, D. We'll just be all that, it doesn't matter. Maybe I'll make them one different, right? So I can tell the difference. And then I'll make the struct, right? So I have to do it this way because of colors. Colors, this will be color equals A, B, C, D. Test color. Okay, let's try to do that. So some issues. I'll type item. Why is that not? Oh yeah, we forgot the return type. Okay, the return type is void. There's some no bytes, but you pass. Alright, so that did actually work, and it called it. Call it back. There's some no bytes here, so what's that about? Also, here. Okay. Yeah, so it does call it properly. And it generates this extra letter. So now let's try to call. That's not right. Test icon. Okay. Call test2, which takes an int as well. A u32, right? Really not unsigned though. So that might be causing some issues, perhaps. So we do test and then test2, and we'll do 1, 2, 3 as well as color, right? And we'll see how that works. 1, 2, 3, and that. All right, so that did actually work. So that's interesting, right? That works. And what if I add a few more? So let's see. What do I always have? So let's do dot. So we have a pointer and then these. And let's actually look at the in draw right thing. I think that might be. So 1, 2, 3, 4 units prior to that. 2, 32. Okay, something like that. I forgot the comma name. There's a null button again. Okay, so now we have some. Yeah, okay. Well, that is just because I did not update the actual function. So it's working. S.C. So this needs to have 3 of these. 3, C, and D, right? 3 as well as these. And let's actually make it clear like what it all is. Okay, and let's try that. So let's see. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. Okay, and 12, 13, 14. All right, so that like works. That works entirely. It entirely works. So yeah, 0, 0, 0 is just it. Yeah, let's try to create another one actually. So let's make color 2 color CD. And let's change A equal to 27, right? So this will be color 2 without we patch that. Okay, now it's not any different. So that is a problem. And okay, and that fixes it. But yeah, so the A reassignment did not work. Does variable reassignment not work? Or okay. Yeah. That's because that gets compiled first, right? So that's a problem. That is definitely a problem. So I need to create that issue. Basically, since it gets right, the variable declarations get compiled before the reassignments, so that creates issues with things like that. Declarations being compiled before reassignment creates issues with struct declarations. I think that should be enough information. Kind of long title, but that's not. Or you know. Okay, so that is fine, but this works still. So that really shouldn't be an issue, right? Because that is not correct. So I don't get why it doesn't work. Maybe what I'll do is I'll go to gen spin, right? And I want to print it out in here. So when we're compiling, we can actually take a look at it. So if it's a struct, right? Then I want to print it out. Right, so cast it to that. And get the variable name as pointer. So let's see here that is pointer, so it is going to be pointer always. Char I plus a. Right, so print that. So that will cast it. And what I want to do is just print that out basically. Well, we can't print it out, can we? Because it's a structure, so it can't just be printed out like that. But you know, since we know what it is, we'll print out like this. Send D, and we'll just do the first field, I suppose. And we'll even do that. Dot R, right? So if I do that, let's see how that will work. I'm not sure it's going to generate it correctly. And there's some issues there. So the issue. Oh, I seem to have messed it up, the order. Oh, let's do this. And this needs to go after. Alright, plus that. Okay. Build that. And we run it with this. Right, I think we're missing things, right? What is this? That is incorrect. I used the wrong thing. Or maybe not. What? Dot R, and you need that as well as that, and that. Okay, so that is something I forgot. Right, so that creates some issues for this one. Yeah, I can see where the issue comes in, right? I'm going to type name machine here. Okay, yeah, I know. I actually created it. Okay, let's do that. And so what is it? So I messed this up. Clear background. Did I do this incorrectly? That is possible, I suppose. Did that. Let's look at this. Yeah, so let's see. And we have. Yeah, okay, we don't need it. We need that. Okay. So that is, I think that's what the issue was. Okay. We had a new line and we need to escape it. Let's see. So 0 and 255. So they are different for both of them. All different. Interesting. 255 and 0. So that is correct. Okay, let's try to print out all of them. You know? B, percent B, percent B, percent B, and that's like an escape character, right? If you want to print 8%, then you need to actually do that. So let's even set that, you know, as a regular set. And this will just be, so the name will be native new thing. Let's see. We can even make it a pointer so that we don't have to. Well, okay, I guess it doesn't matter. It does. So let's do it. So that will just be equals native underscore u print c word as pointer like that. Right. Okay. Print all of that out, and we need what would be so u are data I dot struct name and it was repetition, but it's fine. Oh, that's not right. Okay. This is just temporary for testing purposes, right? And this. Okay, yeah, then we can just use color.r, right? R.G B.A. Okay. Okay. Let me try to compile that. Some issues. Let's see. Is this code property? Safety. Oh yeah, but this is not used anymore, so I can get rid of that. Get rid of all of it, actually. Yeah. Got a comma. Yes, and we need. I forgot. Okay. Char I plus a. Okay, let's we're going to read it. We can run it. Okay, so it's correct. Incorrect. Take a look at it. So what is wrong? Native color equals. Yeah, so this incorrect. Yes. Okay, so we have one extra. Okay, run that again. And it does print the wrong out. Okay. So that seems to be correct, right? What we are passing. Maybe I should recreate it in Raven. I don't know. We'll think about it. But let's try to customize it a bit more. 255, 125, 25, right? Make it the opposite. So it's 0. Okay, I guess not quite the opposite because I don't want to set the alpha value because I don't know what that means. Let's try to run it. And it does print them out correctly, right? They're all correct. It just doesn't work. Dang, that's so weird. What? Huh. I'm not sure why. That's crazy weird. What? Print them out properly. That means it's generated properly. We can cast it. What's the deal? And the order's not wrong, right? Just, I need to check it again, right? So, draw text. Draw text. Const char pointer text, right? So that is a pointer to a character, so that'd be 8 bytes, which is a start here. That's right. Int pos x, so that's 32-bit, right? Pos y, 32-bit. Right, so that's not it, right? What the heck? Okay, I don't know, but I do have to go, so I will. I'll get rid of that because that's just going to cause some issues, but it was useful. In some. So I think other than that, yeah, it's not in here. So I do have to go. So I'll take a look at this probably off stream. I might work on it the next stream. I'm not sure. Right, work on the same thing if it's not fixed, right? But that's super weird that it is correct, but it's also not correct when we do that. So maybe it's okay. Actually, now that I'm thinking, am I doing it the wrong way? Even though I don't think that would have anything to do with it, would it? Anyways. Yeah, it doesn't take anything. Okay. Right. I thought not because we do that. But let me actually look just quickly at the vivid example. Right. Example of, say, drawing text. So something like this should be fine. Right, so we clear the background, and then we draw the text, right? So that actually works. And if we look at this light gray, it is like that. Let's use those exact values, you know? 200, 200, 100, and 255. You know what? Is that the issue? Is it the alpha value? Oh my gosh, it is the alpha value. Am I very stupid? I am very stupid. Okay, the alpha value is 0. It can't be 0. When it's 0, yeah, it's gonna be black. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so I'm just stupid. Let's grab Ray White. So it's a special kind of white, right? 245, 45, 45, and 255. And then yeah, we have the gray. So this, and this. Okay, yeah, so I'd like to be able to declare them like that, and that'll probably be the next treatment. So yeah, I guess there was no issue here. I am just stupid. Okay. So yeah, yes, that should be fine. So if I run it now, it should have the red white background with gray text. Yes, okay. The gray text is kind of not great. Can you rebuild this so it doesn't print anything anymore? Because that's kind of annoying. But it does in fact do it. Yeah, let me look here. Let's go to, yeah, so that's like, it looks like this pretty much. Pretty much exactly the same as that, if we open it up. Just with that. Yeah, so it is like the same thing, you know? Let's see, yeah, same. So that's very cool. Very much cool. But yeah, I do have to go now. So I'm glad that I figured that out. That was kind of stupid of me, but that works. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Goodbye.